If you'd like to be featured on Newark TV, why not drop us a line on info@newark-tv.co.uk. Oh, and don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Yes, good afternoon, everybody. It's that time of the day again when we've got a new guest on Channel A Media. And today we're going to learn about wealth management. WEALTH, wealth management. Yeah, and with me I've got Sarah. Sarah, hi.
Hello, hi.
Okay, now as you can appreciate, people, as I'm talking, there is a delay. This is modern technology. If you feel that she's maybe a little bit mutton, she's not. All right, it's just the lag of the audio. I can tell you she is actually laughing at the moment, but nothing's coming through. Right, so Sarah, do us a favour. I mean, what we like to do is find out a little bit about you. And your journey, and then moving into wealth management. So where did it all start? Give us a bit of background.
So my degree I took was in financial economics, and after doing that I decided that I wanted to go into financial advice and wealth management, and I joined a building society, Britannia Building Society, where I worked for 3.5 years. And they put me through my professional exams. I decided after doing that and qualifying that the building society wasn't quite enough for me, and I wanted to get more into wealth management. So I continued my journey, continued taking professional exams to become a chartered financial planner. I am a fellow of the Chartered Insurance Institute. And I joined, after leaving the building society, I joined NatWest Bank, where I spent the largest part of my career, which was, how long was that? About 15 years. And then 4 years ago, I joined Williams Wealth Consultancy, which is the practice that I'm part of now. And that's based at Burton Waters in Lincoln.
So has it always been your dream then, or a passion for this wealth management? Why?
No, I don't think it was a dream as such, but going through school and that, I realised where my strengths were. I enjoyed doing economics at A level, and that led me on to my degree, and I decided to specialise in finance within the degree as well. And realised, I got a good degree out of that. And then when I joined the Building Society, I wanted to continue learning. And to be honest with you, I've never stopped learning and never stopped taking exams. It's one of the things you do in this career. It's continually developing yourself.
So now you mentioned that you're actually a fellow. I mean, I'm looking at you and I'm seeing a woman. What does that mean, fellow?
It's the highest accreditation that you can get in this industry.
Oh, stop it! Listen to
and I achieved that status 2 years ago. Yeah.
So it's quite an achievement then, really.
It also means that I choose to specialise in certain areas, and I hold more licences than most as well to be able to advise on a broad range of areas of financial planning. Doing the exams wasn't easy, especially with having the children as well. But of course, Mark's been brilliant throughout and has helped me, and it's meant that I've been able to achieve fellowship. So yeah, extremely proud.
Good for you, girl. I mean, that's the way to go, isn't it? I mean, is it possible for anybody to get into this wealth management? How long would it take them?
Yes, it is possible for anybody to get into it. You've got to study, you've got to be interested in finance and financial planning. You've got to be motivated. But yes, it's achievable, certainly. Yeah.
So are you saying it's really a mundane job? It's just that you like facts and figures and you're a bit of a nerd?
A little bit of a nerd, yeah. That's exactly it. But what I get out of it as well is helping clients on their journey, achieving their objectives, helping clients, seeing them go to retirement and then enjoy retirement, clients building businesses. and the value that I can add to that really in that journey. So it's very satisfying.
So it just seems to me is you're like I could possibly see the future.
We are always looking ahead. So I'm always looking out for where we want to be and how I can help the client get to where they want to be in the most tax efficient way. Making tiny changes means small gains, and over a period of time, that small gain becomes a greater gain. So there is a lot of value in taking
All client.
My ideal client. Do I have an ideal client? Anybody really. Everybody has plans, don't they? It's not just somebody that wants to, have the help and assistance to get there and want to achieve. So that's really my ideal client.
So I mean, like with the current situation with COVID, that we've been through and everything else, a lot of uncertainty. There's going to be a lot of businesses that are up in the air now and people pulling their hair out. By the way, yours looks nice. Thank you for coming on and being a little bit presentable. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, so what are the things that you look for? I mean, how do you help them then?
So we'd start off by, I meet with the clients and I sit down and I look at their current circumstances, what they've got in place, their experience of financial planning in the past. And then we kind of talk about what they're doing now and then where they want to be going forwards and what they want to achieve. And then I can kind of look at, okay, I can identify a shortfall and understand then that I can, build a solution to help them achieve and replace that shortfall and get to where they want to be. So whether that's in, all sorts of areas. I mean, we're very much about holistic planning because every area is interlinked. So a client, might need assistance with planning for their retirement provision. And so we talk about pensions, but actually, have they thought about protection? Because ultimately, everything that they do is underpinned by what they're earning at the moment. What would happen if they can't work? Do we need to look at that first before then we look at the pension? So it's very much making sure that all that the foundations are in place so that we can I can add to what they've got.
I mean, I take on board what you're saying there, but if you look at some of the financial trickeries that have happened way back in the day, yeah? Oh, let me sign you up on the PPI and everything else. And you just think, oh, no, what's she going to get me into? It's not like that, no?
No, it's not like that, no. I mean, when I sit down with a client, I will make them aware of what I recommend they need as to whether that is protection, pension, savings and investments. And we then talk about the priority. So what actually is more important to them. And we address things in this priority order. It's very much about maintaining what they've got now and protecting that where needed. And then building on it towards retirement, but then being able to, enjoy funds that you've achieved in retirement. So it's very much a journey, if you like.
So with that journey that you go on, with your client and anything else, is there something that the masses should actually be looking at, because you are in the know and you may know something that could actually help everybody? What would it be?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about having a plan and taking advice. As I said before, understanding what's available, tax efficiency, the tax regime, the legislation changes. It's trying to be ahead of that and being flexible to make changes to your planning in line with any legislation changes so that you're always one step ahead of the game. regular and ongoing advice, one of the things that I do with my clients is that it's very much about having a long-term relationship with them rather than just, a one-off meeting, we've sorted it for you and off you go. I see my clients at least once a year for a face-to-face meeting. Not face-to-face at the moment, of course, but it's very much about keeping them on track but changing the plan when things change. The government changes things for us, but actually other circumstances can change that we're not expecting. So it's about being flexible with your planning as well, and having good regular advice will help you, achieve where you want to be.
Now, let me ask you a really good question. This is a really good question, all right? Entrepreneurs, how on earth do you manage with those guys? Because, a lot of them are risk takers. A lot of them will get out there and they'll just wing it and they'll do it. Do you have many entrepreneurs on the books?
Yes, there's a lot of entrepreneurs. They're very interesting to work with because they tend to know what they want, and they can be quite headstrong. And sometimes you have to, because that's the nature of what they do, isn't it? They take risk, and I spend a lot of time working with them and making suggestions and reminding them to look and diversify. Don't just, consider one area of financial planning and look at that, but making sure you're diversifying into lots of different types of investments and lots of different types of investment wrappers as well, because that's going to help spread the risk. So it's about keeping them, focused on that as well.
Yeah, because I know quite a few entrepreneurs, and they are reckless.
You can be, yeah.
Yeah, to the point where it's like, I'm not taking advice from anybody. Like you're saying, they are headstrong. They just go for it. They see it and they want it, and by hook or by crook, they're going to get there. Now, are you saying, do you know what? Come along with me and I'll make that journey a little bit easier?
Yeah, absolutely. And often it's them that we have more regular meetings with, because they need more assistance to be reminded to keep on track with their planning, and reminded about why we're doing this, what the benefits are, what you're achieving here, just to keep them on track.
So yours is a service industry, obviously. There are payments and everything else. Is it like, do you get like a one-off payment at the end of the year? Do you pay it monthly? How does it work for your services?
So with our practice, first and foremost, when we meet with a new client, I sit down with them and we'll spend an hour and a half looking at their current circumstances, and I want to know that I can help these clients and how, and if I can add value to what they've got already. So once I've established their priorities and what they want to address, what's most important to them, I can go away and investigate what they've got already. So, for example, it might be a number of pensions. So I gather all of the information for them. And at this point, there's still no cost of advice. This is very much the groundwork of gathering information. Once I've got all of that information in, I then look at all of the pensions that they have, and we'll go back to them and tell them, give them an outline of what my thoughts are. I write a detailed report, which makes recommendations, and they consider those recommendations. If they decide to take them up, there are then advice fees on a regular basis. There's an annual management charge, which is part of it is borne by goes to the fund managers, but part of it comes into Williams Wells Consultancy, and that covers the costs of our advice. So it's really on an annual basis. Some of the different types of investments are charged in other ways, but it's largely about regular ongoing advice, because, as I said earlier, we're very much about long-term relationship.
Interesting. It just seems that why aren't there more people knocking at your door? Why do you think that is?
We're very busy, actually. There's a lot of people knocking at the door. However, I think when you start out on your career, your life journey, whatever you decide to do, become an entrepreneur, you look for an accountant because I need one of those. You look for other advice from other areas, but actually you don't necessarily think initially about wealth management. And there was a big shake-up in my industry, following the banking crisis and the retail distribution review, which changed the way financial advice is given now. So it used to work very much on a commission basis, and if a certain product was sold, then I would earn more commission from one company than another. Well, that was all wrong, because that's driven by the solution rather than assisting the client. And that's all been completely turned on its head now. So wealth management is a much more professional industry to be in than perhaps it was before, and that's certainly the feedback I get from clients that have been with me on a journey, on this journey, been with me for a long time. So maybe it's that people perhaps aren't fully aware of wealth management and the gains that it can provide to their financial planning.
You've hit the nail.
So I do spend a lot of time talking about it, and telling everyone about it wherever I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've hit the nail on the head, because I mean, I've got to the age where I am, and I'm like, wealth management. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm doing okay. Don't get me wrong, but it's like we can always do a little bit more. And a bit more advice. Maybe we can put the money away for, the rainy day, the extra bits and pieces we want, a bit further down the line and everything else. But you're right when you say, where's the awareness? Why are we not promoting? Because if it is such a good idea, at the end of the day, you need me. You need me knocking on your door saying, Sarah, come on, let's get this out there. Let's bring some business in.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we spend, I spend a lot of time, as a chartered financial planner now, I spend a lot of time with the professional body, with the Chartered Institute of Insurers, promoting the benefits of wealth management, and working with our other professional connections as well. Like accountants, solicitors, kind of increasing their knowledge about wealth management as well, in order to be able to work together and offer our clients, a full and professional service together, because that's what is best for the client.
Collaboration, best way forward, where everybody is
Absolutely.
actually, assisting everybody. I think the biggest thing for me is, now I'm generalising here, all right, and I shouldn't, all right. The accountants, a lot of them are boring. They are boring. You know what I mean? And you just think, oh no, I couldn't bear to be in the room with them, more than 10 minutes listening to that drone on. It might be good advice, but a lot of them have not got this character in order to get that information out in such a light-hearted way, because they get wrapped up in it. I don't know, I've seen some of them with a little twinkle in their eye, and you think, what on earth are they going on about? They're really going for it here, Yeah, so, no,
Yeah.
It would be interesting to take it a step further. Like you say, with regard, do you remember John Cleese? Now, John Cleese in the day, he used to produce those wonderful, wonderful videos. With the way that we are now, I personally believe, we need to get back to those days, where you've got the lightheartedness, the information is in layman's terms, forget the technical jargon and everything else, because who understands it? Only you guys. Forget that. I mean, you actually, I'm looking at you straight down, and you've not taken your eyes off me once. I know that you've got good body language. Even though we are at a distance, we're still connecting. Don't tell Mark that, all right? Because that would be a nightmare at badminton. All right? No, I'll just put that out there. But yeah, I mean, yeah. it's true. You know, when I go to these training meetings and seminars and everything else, they are still boring. What would you do? What would you, if you had the chance to do it, what would you do? How could you make it far more interesting? You know, set something out there, set up a hook.
I don't know really. So I do quite a lot of talks actually at networking groups, and I give talks about various different agendas. But it's about bringing it to life, isn't it? Making it real. It's about giving real life examples. You know, you don't necessarily have to share names or anything like that, but it's about making it personal again, isn't it? So that you know the people out there connect. And they think, oh, well, yeah, that is me. I gave a talk at a ladies' networking group recently and talked about, you know, how we all are guilty of a pension statement comes through the door. And actually, what do? You might take a quick look at it, but then you stuff it in the top drawer. So does anybody actually know what their pension pot is doing and you know, how it's looked after? And it's about giving that real life story and bringing it to life a bit, really.
So for me, I'm all about the images, yeah, and the scenarios, because once you've got a scenario in place, rather than talking about it, people seeing it, what they're doing is they're making that connection. You know, oh my God, I actually do that. You know, and they can see it on the screen rather than hear it through the voice and everything else. And that's a different level of stimulation, you know, that you're talking about. So for me, it's like, do more of that, you know, get the scenarios in place, play them through. I had a chat with a solicitor at one point, and I said to him, what's your number one priority? What are they always coming to you for? And do you know what it was? Bribery.
Wow.
That was the issue. You know, when the financial markets changed and everything else,
right.
You know, because back in the day, we had the
Yeah.
little brown envelope, didn't we? Oh, I've got a new contract. Hey up, I've got a new brown envelope. Oh, look what's in there. But that's how it was. And obviously that we can't do that anymore, you know, because of the regulations and everything else. And that's right. That's what we should do. But it's but it is laying it out there. And I just said to him, you know, have you thought about scenario-based training or seminars? And he went, ooh,
yeah.
Said, oh, that's a bit different. How would that work? And we actually worked our way through a range of topics. And I went, we've got the means, we'll put the actors in place, we'll set the scenarios up, that everything's right. Then we video it and we put it out there. And now what we're doing is, now we're running seminars. It was amazing. It was cracking.
Yes.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Very good.
I mean, the thing for me is, as much as people talk, and a lot of people talk a lot, that motion image does a lot. You know, they're making those connections.
We're very proud of our the website that we've built as well at Williams Wealth Consultancy. If you go online, have a look at that. And it really introduces, it's a lot about the team actually, because it is a team effort at the office. And there's some great pictures on there of the team, and they're very, very visual. They've got that feel, and it does draw you in. It's a very different kind of website, so do have a look at it.
I shall do that. So are you saying they're all likeable?
They are all likeable, yeah. And they're doing a great job at the minute. It's a really hard time for everyone, isn't it? But they're all pulling together and they're doing a fantastic job to be business as usual and continue helping our clients more so now than ever, really. We've clients, our personal clients, our business clients, they're all worried about their current circumstances. Stock markets are falling. Some people require a bit more reassurance. Others are taking the opportunity to invest because, you invest money now into the stock market and you're buying much more for your money now than you would have done at the start of the year. So it's helping clients, make the most of this current situation and take those opportunities really as well.
So with the stock markets, what should we be looking at? Bonds? What? Penny shares? What should we be doing?
Penny shares. Well, I mean, what's dropped at the moment are equities, the value of equities. They are down. I mean, things like bonds and fixed interest securities are linked to interest rates. So they're very low at the moment, but they're also low risk. Equities are down in value at the moment. The markets are low, but they're gaining confidence again. So we're in a rising market. There may be some more volatility ahead, but the key for me is diversification. If you can cover as many of those different types of assets as possible, that's what's going to give you a strong portfolio. And that's where we can, come in and help personal clients, business clients with their pensions, their investments, making sure that everything is balanced and well managed for, every situation. So it's about diversification.
I'm excited just listening to those words. Volatility. We're going up. We're in a rising market. What are we doing? We're on a journey. It's great, isn't it? So I mean, obviously,
it is exciting.
Yeah.
See, wealth management is very exciting.
It's like you say, it's although a bit of an uncertainty, with the journey and everything else. And I think what's quite nice is because I look at you and I think, oh, I've got my very own nanny now to hold me hand and you make sure that I'm okay walking my way through my life, And if there are, because you can't guarantee anything, can you? That's the issue. You've got to run with what you've got, and things are going to happen. There's going to be bumpy rides. We just have to ride them out.
It's about being flexible, and understanding. And a lot of what I do as well is educating clients about that, the things that they've not experienced before or didn't quite fully understand. So it's sharing that knowledge as well, and that gives them peace of mind as well. A bit of understanding is good, and it helps us work together.
So to the future, what should we be doing?
What should you? Well, I mean, it depends what your objectives are. What you're looking to achieve. Number one at the moment is pensions. For financial planning, the government make sure employers now they have to enrol their employees into a workplace pension. So we get a lot of freedom with our pensions now. There's a lot of tax efficiency in pensions. So it is a big focus. I spend a lot of time doing that type of work at the moment. So I would say pensions is number one at the moment. But get advice, seek advice, get wealth management advice, and start making those small gains, and they'll become larger gains.
So do I need to go to all my friends that are self-employed, God bless them, and say to them, come on, I know this blue-eyed, short, white-haired lady in wealth management that can do the job?
Absolutely. Yeah,
there we go.
Definitely, 100%.
All right, Sarah, what we're going to do, we're going to wrap it there. It's been absolutely fascinating. I've got to be honest with you, because, in all my time, wealth management has been one of those things. Oh, no, you've got to be filthy rich to be in that. How much money do you actually need? Oh, no. You're not right driving a big fast car, or, you haven't got a yacht. It's not like that, is it?
It's not. We all need to start somewhere, but it's about building wealth. It's not just about managing it once you've got it. It's about helping clients to build wealth and then manage it. So absolutely. I love talking about it, as you can probably tell. So absolutely, get in touch. More than happy to have a chat. We're
going to do it. Do you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something for people. We're going to actually do some awareness building.
Brilliant.
That's what we're going to do. And on that note, everybody, this was Sarah. What was the name of the company again?
It's William Wealth Consultancy.
And your phone number or email?
So my email is Sarah with a H .rose, as in the flower, at sjpp.co.uk, and my mobile number is 0781 333 7351. And you can find me on the website also, williamswealthconsultancy.co.uk.
Fantastic. Do you see the way she did that, people? Yeah, it was just boom, straight off the tongue. Yeah? There's no messing around with this young lady. At the end of the day, if you want to be somewhere or get to a better place, you check out Sarah. Sarah, thank you very much indeed, and I will talk to you later. Have a good day. Take care, darling. If you'd like to be featured on Newark TV, why not drop us a line on info@newark-tv.co.uk. Oh, and don't forget, hit the subscribe button